Minister. And I call Mr. Alban Maginness to wind from the amendment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Could I thank everybody for their contributions, particularly in relation to the amendment, and could I thank the Minister for her reassurance that she and the Department are totally committed to the eradication of fuel poverty. And I think if for no other reason this motion has served a good purpose, and that is to unite the House in committing itself and committing all parties to the pursuit of that objective, that is the eradication of fuel poverty. And I hope that in the coming weeks, whenever the Executive is drawing up the programme for government, that will be a top priority within the Executive programme. The Minister, of course, referred in her remarks to the fact that action has been taken since the last debate. She indicated that the interdepartmental body dealing with fuel poverty has been re-established, and that she, as Minister, is chairing that body, and that is to be welcomed. She also indicated that she will be renewing her efforts with Westminster in order to have the winter fuel payment increased as it should be in all justice. Is totally disproportionate to its original value in 2000. And that is to be welcomed. And I hope that the whole House and those members of this House who are members at Westminster will support the Minister in putting pressure on the government to make that increase, which is so essential. Also, she indicated that there would be the findings of the household survey, and of course if one was to had waited for a little while, then that survey would probably have been completed and its findings able to be discussed by this House. I don't know what you're saying, but as far as other contributions are concerned, there are many contributions, all delivered with real concern in relation to this issue, all united in tackling this issue. And I thank Mr. Beggs for accepting the amendment. I hope the amendment can be passed with universal support in this House. Mr. Campbell indicated as chair of the committee that he was concerned about some aspects of the Department's policy in relation to the elimination of fuel poverty. But he did indicate that his general support, and in particular for any bids that the Minister would put in relation to tackling the whole problem of fuel poverty, and that is to be welcomed. Mr. Brady indicated that he was concerned that the target dates were not attainable, although he did not refer to any evidence of that. Ms. Naomi Long, in her inimitable fashion, in a breathless tour de force, indicated her concern about this particular motion being reintroduced into the House, and indeed I had tremendous sympathy with her in relation to that, because I really couldn't divine the real reason why this motion had been introduced. But, however, it did allow all of us to revisit this vital subject. But I thank her for her support in relation to this. And despite the efforts of Mr. Kennedy and others, she continued to conclude her remarks without interruption. Mr. Hilditch, in characteristic fashion, committed himself to the support of the Department and its policy in relation to this matter, and hoped that these targets would in fact be realistic. Sue Ramsey also indicated her support, but felt there to be no substantial movement. But I don't understand that, because we're only dealing with a 3-month period, so I really can't understand the full force of that particular criticism. and she wanted more concerted action. Well, I think the Minister has proven that there has been concerted action, and that concerted action will continue. Mr Craig and Mr McAllister made also interesting contributions along with Mrs Bradley and showed their full support for this motion as amended. Thank you very much.
And I call Mr Roy Beggs to conclude and wind